Hi everyone, Scott or the Scottman, and we're here to do a little driving video today. Although it might be split up into two parts because this is gonna be a long driving tour today. In fact, it's probably my first driving tour that's not within the Metro Detroit area because, as you can tell, you see the state flag for Texas and not Michigan. We're doing a little, so the driving tour is gonna be here in the general, like, not necessarily climb area, but we're like north of Beltway 8 between I-45 and Highway 249. So this is the kind of the general area where I used to live in, but like right between around when I turned 5 years old until just shy of my 9th birthday. Although I was born and raised in Michigan, we lived down here for 4 years. And what we'll be doing today, I'm joined also by my Aunt Kelly and my grandmother as well. Hello.
Hi.
So we'll be first going by my old house that I used to live on. My GoPro's mounted to the dashboard, so I won't be able to turn the camera or anything, but what I might do, since it's gonna be in a subdivision, I'll take a picture of the house. I'll put it like somewhere in the video. And then not only that, we'll go to some different areas I used to go to a lot when I was a kid. So we'll turn right into this subdivision here. This is Kleinbrook. This is the subdivision I used to live in. Gotta look through that traffic light. It's just about to turn yellow. It's kind of a cloudy day, but on the I could say bright side, but it's not really that bright out. But won't have to worry about the sun glare or anything like that. But yeah, it's like over the decades, yeah, all the trees have really bloomed in here. Because I remember when it used to be, all the trees used to be pretty low because it's not a super old subdivision. Because yeah, I lived here in the mid-90s, but not sure how old the oldest house is in this subdivision. So we'll go ahead and we'll turn down here. Okay. Let's go another street down and turn right onto Marburg Drive. But yeah, it seems like it's been so long ago since I lived down here, almost 21 years.
It has been long.
And in fact, not right there, but the houses on the right, on the other side of this truck, those weren't even built when I was living here. And here is the street I live down, Marburg Court. It has a cul-de-sac at the end, so we'll be able to easily turn back out. I used to remember riding my bike all throughout the street a little bit. Yeah, if you see me slowing down, it's because I'm taking a picture of the house, although it's gonna be kind of difficult due to the fact that
that's it right there. Yeah.
Yep, there it is. Although I'm taking a couple pictures of it so that way I can put in the video. I didn't want to turn my GoPro or anything like that because I want to keep it secured on the dashboard. But yeah, I remember used to ride my bike pretty much always on the sidewalk. My parents did not really allow me to go on the road a whole lot, especially when we were first living here. A lot of cars coming down this road.
I remember we went trick-or-treating in this neighborhood with you one time.
Oh yeah. The house is still holding up pretty well too.
I can't remember what your costumes were though.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of that too, because I know one year. I remember one year I was Barney the dinosaur, but I think I went trick-or-treating in your subdivision though, and I think that there's another time I was the Blue Power Ranger.
Yeah.
Which I think that was might have been here in this subdivision, and then I think another year I might have been the Little Critter from those Little Critter books. Yeah. But yeah, that was the house I lived in for 4 years until my parents and I moved back up to Michigan, and since then I've pretty much have not left the state. Well, in terms of living.
Did you get Casey there?
Yeah. So
your first dog?
Yeah, that was. Yeah, Casey was the dog, or the Shetland sheepdog, which we had. We got him. I think it was like 1995. It was like halfway during their 4 years that we lived here. And then unfortunately he passed away right after I graduated from high school in 2006. And I had a lot of friends who think I had one who lived off this road here. Well, not that one, but the one we're on right now. Yep. And then yeah, I had a friend who lived in the house, I think to the left, right over there too. I think my best friend in the second grade. Clybrook, yeah, still looks like a nice subdivision today still, which I'm quite happy about that. I'm glad it doesn't look like it was affected by Hurricane Harvey, which is quite nice. And then I think in one of the houses on the right, not sure which one exactly, I had a friend that lived in one of those as well. And then yeah, we'll go around the subdivision a little bit more. What I would like to show off too is the kind of where the clubhouse and swimming pool are, because as you may know, especially if anybody who's watching this is from Texas, it's very hot and humid during the summertime. So we literally would spend all of our time down at the swimming pool. So it's like, to get to that, we basically would go from where we just were, and we would turn, not there, but up here at Innsbruck. Make a left turn. That's even starting to sprinkle a little bit. I'll clear those droplets off if we get too many. And yeah, but coming up to the left is the swimming pool, and they even built a new clubhouse. Because I've been back in here on previous trips, but yeah, that clubhouse is somewhat newer, because it used to be an old barn when we were living here. But I think they replaced that, I believe, sometime in the 2000s, because I remember coming by here like over a decade ago and that was replaced. I'll admit though, it looks a lot nicer. Okay, I think we've seen enough of the subdivision, so we're gonna go ahead and make our way out of here. The coast is clear.
They have a lot of different style of homes. All different styles. Porches and everything they're all different. I like that.
Oh yeah, but yeah, I'm the same way too.
It makes it unique, not uniform housing.
Yep.
Character, I guess, is what I'm looking
at. Yep. And here's the end of the subdivision. We're back to Bamble North, Houston. However, we're going to continue, well, once the light turns, we're going to continue onto, just a little bit onto Champion Forest Drive. Alright, didn't have to wait too long. So coming up next, it's not too far of a drive away from here. We're going to be going by the old elementary school I used to go to while we were living down here. But yeah, it's like this area is really built up. I remember this used to be open fields about over 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And in fact, this was even like a four-way stop here.
Yeah.
So we'll go and make a left turn here. to the left, oh wow, they cleared up a lot of trees. There used to be so many trees right there.
Really?
Yep, that's Clank Elementary School. That's the elementary school I went to while I lived down here. Yes, I remember that over there, there'd be so many trees. Remember that we used to play in that a lot.
I wonder why they cut them all down.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering about too. But not right here, but we're gonna go ahead and turn left onto this little side street. Yep, that's the school I went to, and I think I don't know how many years before I moved down here when it opened. I think it was either early 90s or late 80s. It probably opened up, and then off in the back was the old play area. Like anytime we had recess, and I think even one of the play structures is still up from back from when I was a kid too.
Really? I bet a lot of people that live in this subdivision use that as well.
Oh yeah, yeah. Even in Michigan, a lot of the playgrounds that are at different elementary schools, people will go to those. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and drive through. Well, it's a collection of 2 subdivisions along in here. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that, and then we'll get back on some of the more secondary roads. Alright, cross over Hollister, and yeah, this road didn't even exist 20 years ago, but now we're into the Cutting Green subdivision. As you can tell, these are a little bit more expensive homes than what we were driving in earlier, but I had some friends who lived in this subdivision as well. If we go down this road, this will take us down a little ways too. But yeah, one thing I'm noticing too is a lot less people parking in the roads. I'm curious if, well, there's people down there. I was wondering at first if maybe they're not allowed to in this subdivision, but I see people parked on other roads. But
well, you know, a lot of people are doing what they did there, putting like a U-turn driveway in front of their houses.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had a couple people do that in my subdivision recently, so it gets them off the streets.
Mm-hmm. The subdivision does lack our sidewalks.
Yeah.
As I know, yeah, Kleinbrook, yeah, they definitely have the sidewalks there. Yeah, this one, so if you want to ride your bike as a kid, yeah, you would have to be in the road.
Yeah. My sub's a lot like that too.
Mm-hmm.
The only, like, the main street houses like mine have sidewalks on one side.
Mm-hmm.
But then if you're like me and you park your trucks there, you can't, the sidewalk, they have to go around anyway.
Right. And we can squeeze through just fine. Turn down this road. This should take us back to Bourgeois, which is at the end of this road. Well, beyond this. We have to go a little bit beyond the stop sign, though. And then, and this is Cutting Green's a little clubhouse and swimming pool. Yeah, every subdivision in Houston pretty much has their own little clubhouse and swimming pool. You don't really see that in Michigan because, well, as you might know, it's late February right now. Normally, it's freezing cold back home right now. Although, I think when I was taking the temperatures back at home, it's not terribly bad right now. But definitely colder than it is here.
Michigan has a lot of lakes too.
Yep. So, yeah, it's like in Michigan, everybody goes into a lake. And we'll go ahead and we'll turn left when it's clear. I'll pause. I think we got a little bit of a wait. Okay, yeah, I had to wait a little bit, but anyway, we're out the subdivision now, so we'll head down, cut, and take that over to 1960. And then we can turn right on red here. Well, when it's clear. Yeah, perfect. And yeah, kind of like that stretch of Champion Forest we were on. Yeah, they've really built this up too. So you see a lot more industry in here. In fact, a lot more than what I remember.
Yeah. That's even still being built.
Yep. And then yeah, although we won't be really driving by because it's just gonna be a little crazy, but yeah, there's a shopping mall called Willowbrook Mall that's to the, once you get to 1960, it's gonna be off to the west a little bit. Well, yeah, we'll stay a little bit away from there because I'm sure everybody's out shopping today because it's kind of overcast today.
That's where James works, right across from Willowbrook Mall.
Oh, gotcha.
249 and 1960.
Okay. And for those who don't know, James is my cousin. I think we'll clear a little bit of raindrops. There we go. Traffic's pretty light right now, although I'm not sure what it'll be like when we get on 1960. It might be a little bit more way of traffic just because it's a major thoroughfare. Going all the way from like the Cypress area all the way out to Humble.
And actually, when you get south of 290, it's Highway 6. And it goes all the way down south to, I think it goes all the way to 45 south before you get to like Galveston, like
Yeah,
Texas City area. Maybe.
Oh, yeah. And then, yeah, the old Walmart we used to go to is off to the left, although it doesn't look like it's a Walmart anymore.
It isn't? You see the letters there, but that's it. Yeah, they've changed. Oh.
All right, here's 1960. When it turns green, we'll head down to the right.
And if you've noticed, they've changed the name to Cypress Creek Parkway.
Oh, yeah.
But everybody still says FM 1960 up there to the left.
Oh, yeah, I see that. Okay. Ooh, got lucky with that traffic light. Just about to turn red there.
Slow one. It's a short one.
And that is why we're not going by Willowbrook Mall. Look at all that traffic on the other side. So like, there's a lot of things I miss about Houston, but traffic is not one of them. But of course, then again, when I was a kid, I did not drive because it was illegal for me, it still is for kids 5 to 9 years old to drive, except unless you're playing like in an arcade or something. And no, I do not mean the arcade parking lot. Yep, this is FM 1960, or simply just 1960. There are a lot of businesses and restaurants all down this road, and I don't think this median was here when I was a kid.
And I think they went from 4 lanes to 6. It's cheaper. I can't remember.
Okay, yeah, that I don't remember.
I don't.
stores and a lot of great restaurants all up and down this road. And also my oldest sister, she lived with us, or at least down in Houston with us for 3 of the 4 years, and she used to work at an Outback Steakhouse that's coming up to the left. It's just before Champion Forest Drive. I remember she used to take me there all the time, and because I was really savvy with maps even at my age back then, she used to bring all the waiters and waitresses to our table, and I'd give the directions from Houston all the way up to Michigan, which is kind of hilarious. It's my family and I still talk about it a lot. Oh, I think they closed the Outback.
Where was it?
It's at, like, you have the IHOP on the left, and then all the way at the very end of the plaza, that's where the Outback Steakhouse used to be. But yeah, that's a shocker. I'll have to let my sister know about that one.
I'm not sure, because he said it's at 249. I said no.
Oh, okay. But yep, not there anymore.
Is that it right there?
Yep. But we'll go in, we'll turn left on the Champion Forest Drive. This is that same road we were on earlier where we came out of Kleinbrook. And it won't surprise me if we have to wait at this light a couple times. So bear with us. Alright, got our green arrow. Let's see if it's generous with us today. Alright, just barely. It's a little better than the traffic lights, or the left turn lights, back home in Michigan. And then, yeah, my sister not only worked at Outback, but she also assisted like a doctor who works off in the left too. And in fact, I think one time, yeah, there's been a couple times where she had me go with her to tour work that day, like, especially during the summertime when I wasn't at school. I remember one time because there was like a balcony on the top, and we ended up getting locked out one time. We had somebody, I can't remember if they helped us get down or somebody with like a tenant or something was able to get the door unlocked for us. But it's like, still remember that to this day. It's like we were stuck up there for a good half hour. It was probably the summertime because, again, I wasn't in school during the summer, so it would have been hot.
Yeah.
But pretty forested, so we probably were in the shade, so it probably wasn't the worst thing in the world. So what we're going to be heading to next, we're going to take this down to Cypresswood and head over to the right. We'll be going by some different parks that we'll be going through one park that I used to play in all the time when I was a kid. Along Champion Forest are pretty nice. Even the stretch I didn't cover going between 1960 and Ritchie back early in the video, like, there are some beautiful homes like in the Greenwood Forest subdivision. Yeah, should probably go over to the right lane because I'll be turning right at Cypresswood when we get to it. Over the Cypress Creek, and I'm pretty sure this area probably would have flooded during Hurricane Harvey. I can probably guarantee it. Up here's the Cypress Creek. won't be able to really see much of it because we'll be going straight through it, but it's like the creek doesn't look terribly deep, so yeah, I would think this would have flooded easily during Harvey. And yeah, I'm not sure if that was built to the left when I was here, but yeah, it looks like for Latter-day Saints. Yeah, I don't remember that when I was a kid. Here's Cypress Wood. We'll make a right turn here. Before we get to the park that I used to play in a lot, there's one or maybe even two parks that we'll be going by first. I've been in there a couple times, but they weren't really parks I went to a whole lot. I think somebody shared on Facebook or something. I think that church did flood during Harvey. Oh yeah, it's still fenced off too. Yeah. So that church is closed, or at least for right now. So yeah, this was probably all underwater during the hurricane. But here's a bunch of parks over in here. Lots of areas for soccer fields. I know there's a larger chance of rain down here tomorrow, so hopefully people are getting their outdoor activities in today. Unless you like to play in the rain, I'm not going to complain there. But yeah, the park still looks pretty nice. I'm glad it got cleaned up after all the flooding, so that's always a good thing.
Yeah, it does.
Yep, so we're coming up to Stubner Airline Road right now. The park we're gonna drive through, that's gonna be just a little bit further beyond this light. Okay. Although I think, I got lucky with that light. For my parents used to take me to the park when I was growing up. I think we came off Stubner Airline, but it was a little bit faster than taking Champion Forest. And I believe it's this street. Yeah, I believe so. Yep, it is. So we'll turn down here. Somebody's coming from, oh, he's going to be turning. Okay, we're good. Alright, so here's the park, and also a little police station is over here too. So make sure we're driving the speed limit here. Here's the park. Oh, then yeah, with this video, because I know this video has been going on for a while, this is definitely going to be a two-parter video, because I don't want to have a super long video, so that way you don't have to watch it all at one time or anything like that. So probably once we leave the park, I'm going to be stopping the video, and then we'll pick things up in part 2. But yep, that's the park. Used to play in there all the time. Oh, that's a... I don't think you can really see that to the left. You might. I don't know how much it can pan, but... That... Oh, yeah, even the play area on the right side, that's definitely different.
This one here?
Mm-hmm. See, a lot has definitely changed here.
Love your hat.
And then, yeah, back in my day, because it was mid-90s, the character Pikachu did not even exist.
There's a lot of people in here.
Oh, yeah, a lot of people even having a picnic, too.
It's a covered one.
Oh, it looks like one of those, kind of like an obstacle course.
Yeah.
But for kids, though.
Yeah.
Okay, and then also got your baseball diamonds over here, too. Yeah, we can turn left here. Alright, so we'll pause the video. So stay tuned for part 2, or if it's already up, you go ahead and watch part 2, and we'll continue our little driving tour. This is Scott signing out for now.